Hey, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a beautiful Saturday morning. If you haven't already done so, grab your Java. I think this is my second or third cup. I had to bring it up on my screen just to make it even more so. First off, I want to do my pleasantries, say hi to everybody, and do some thank yous and how do you do's. So let me get my thing on live chat so I can see what's going on. We have me in the house. Me is a mod and a channel member. Does a lot of stuff for the channel. Had a great conversation with me the other day. Was going to be just a few minutes and ended up being 3.5 hours. A lot of fun. So me, good to see you. Thanks, bud. Appreciate you. Coin Junkies in the house. We have AZ Coins. AZ Coins got your email, responded back. I appreciate you, bud. No worries about it. No, not a big deal. But I appreciate you. Malcolm is here. We got Eric Byer. Eric Byer, thank you so much for being a channel member and all your support of the channel. Really appreciate you. EMR is in the house. Hey, EMR, it's good to see you. Rockzilla is here. Jackalope, Crafty Dragon. Hey, you guys, thanks for being channel members. I appreciate this. Dan McCumber, Frank Mons, they're both in the house. I was about to say hi, Nightbot. I don't need to thank my Nightbot. It does a good job, but I don't have to thank it. Brown Sugar, hi, sweetie. How you doing? Good to see you. Hope you're staying warm up in New York. I heard it's been a little bit chilly up in there. So, all right. So today we have kind of a little bit of a deviation from some of the stuff I normally do. So I'm going to show you something I recently got. As you've seen on the thumbnail, it's a really cool set. I'll grab that. It's this one right here. It's the 2020 limited edition silver proof set. Really nice. We're going to talk about numismatics and investment. Can you use or should you be utilizing numismatics as an investment? So we'll talk about that. Now we got a couple guests. You guys know them. They really don't need introduction. But we got Mr. Eric Byer and of course the one and only the brilliant Paula Bloom.
Good
and
morning.
I can tell you right now, you know her bottom line up front about investing is numismatics. If you don't invest, then you're not depressed. You don't have, you know what I'm saying, Paula?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that because I want to share. Old Bill, thank you for being here. Again, Papa York's in the house. Thanks, bud. I appreciate you coming in. So how are you two doing?
Doing well.
I'm up and showered and shaved and ready to go at 6:30 in the morning. Something's wrong.
What? That's
Something's
normal, isn't it?
wrong.
And it's a
No,
weekend.
no, that's not normal. I'm retired.
Me too, but I still get up at 4 in the morning.
Yeah, I do too, but that's only because Ida wakes me up every morning, but I don't shower and everything until like 10.
That's true.
That's why you never see me on camera. I know.
Just look at what was just put up there.
Yeah.
Jackalope, Paula on camera in the morning. That's a rarity.
No, it is. I'm leaving in like 20 and like 15 minutes now. I'm going on a road trip.
You're going to go watch your grandson do what again?
He made it to state in wrestling.
Awesome. That is really cool. Dan McCumber says, I've been up since 1 a.m. So in essence, he hasn't been asleep.
Right.
Yeah, you
Well,
consider
good. So
sleep before that a nap.
Say that again.
He just had a nap before he woke up.
Yeah, probably. And it's wrestling, not wrestling.
Wrestling.
There's no A in wrestle.
It's crooked. That's driving me crazy. Maybe, oh, it's my camera. Never mind. It's this. The lampshade's straight. The camera's crooked. Okay.
No, well, your picture on your left is crooked too.
That? Oh, no, it's not though. It's straight.
No, it's not. It's crooked.
No, it is.
If you look at
it's the fisheye in the lens.
Yeah.
No, I'm just giving Paul.
Oh.
Don't get me started. I'll be looking at that for the next 10 hours. I won't leave on my trip. I'll be obsessed with measuring it. I know, I am. I'm crooked.
Dan's like, Eric is correct. Got a little bit of a nap. So you saw my message, Paula?
About the
you got
grading
something
companies?
coming. you got something coming here in a couple
Oh,
days.
that's okay. So I have to tell you something really funny. I've got 3 of those coming.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
After that live, so Amanda messaged me. So her, farm dog, and you.
Would they
Yeah,
buy you a
that
cow?
doesn't
One of those
surprise me.
cows.
I just got mine today. I bought
Yeah,
one.
the crying towel.
If
Yeah.
I had time, what I would do is I would send it to all of the panel members, send one of them to all the panel members and have them sign it and auction it on Ida's thing because we're famous.
Infamous.
Infamous. I know.
Infamous. There you go.
We're
Infamous.
legends in
Yeah.
our own mind.
Well, you're more than welcome to do that with one of the ones I send you. It's not a problem. You guys
No,
can.
I
Well,
don't
but you
I
could
don't
also
have
give
time.
it away.
Well, so we might do that at Tulsa. Maybe we'll do that at Tulsa. Do
Yeah,
a
I'm not going
giveaway.
to be able
Do
to
a
go to
giveaway for it.
Tulsa.
Huh?
I'm sad. I'm not going to be able to go to Tulsa.
You're lying.
I don't get back from my Europe trip until 3 days before. So
That's 3 days before. Plenty of time. Sleep one day. Go take
Yeah,
I'm going to
work
rest
be
for
in
in that.
Europe
24
for
hours and then
18 days.
Yeah, it's
You think I
okay.
have money for another trip?
What's jet lag?
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do it.
Oh, that's a bummer.
I thought about going, trying to find somebody to kind of crash on a couch with on Friday. So drive up Friday night, just hang out with somebody for Friday night, and then go Saturday, and then drive back Saturday night. But that's an 8-hour drive, so
Oh
that's
yeah,
that's a 16-hour turnaround in 36 hours.
yeah.
I'm not
yeah,
sure if I really want to play that.
I tried to make it happen, and I got the fun shows 2 weeks after that, and I got to go to that. So
Well, when I was
Come
younger,
on,
I
you
would do it
guys.
no
Do you
problem.
not understand how fun this is? This is the real fun show.
I don't know. It gets pretty fun at
this
the
is
fun
fun.
show,
I'm sure it does. You and Chuck and all the.
especially when
all the
Brian gets there,
delinquents.
because then I have a drinking buddy.
I know all you delinquents.
Sissy's a pretty good drinking buddy.
Yeah.
Chuck does okay, but he doesn't drink a whole lot.
I bet he doesn't have to. He probably. So Chuck probably knows that he has boundaries when he drinks. I bet.
Well,
that.
he's got sugar problems, so he doesn't drink because
Oh,
of
that's
that.
true.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Me, are you asking about CAC grading? Because no, CAC grading won't grade elongated cents. PCGS I think just started doing it.
PCGS is doing elongated.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
I didn't know
CAC
that.
won't.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they just started. I have a couple NGC graded ones.
What's up, Coach? Good to see you, bud. Thanks for coming in. Me's going to drive down to Texas and pick me up and take me to Tulsa.
Good, do it, me. Hijack him or whatever
crash.
it's called. Kidnap, hijack. I need more coffee. Sorry, excuse me. Look at this mug.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Why?
Oh, I'm sweating. Oh, I'm having a private summer. Ooh.
I have not heard that for a very long time. That's awesome.
So what are you talking about this morning?
So I'm talking about, I'm just looking at something because I want to make sure.
I think I had that same set.
Matt
And I
asked me to
regret it.
verify something, so I'm verifying something for Mad Stacker.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What are you verifying? A coin?
No, for the Premier train, he's in
Oh.
California, so it's like, the stream is scheduled for 8:45, and he's like, "That's
What's
not right."
Pacific time?
So he's all confused. So he's like, "Can you please confirm it's the right time?" Oh yeah, I got
That's
you.
how
You're
I am
good.
when I go back east, or it's crazy.
So, but anyway, so let's go ahead and dig into this. I appreciate this. And you're going to get ready to take off here in a minute anyway.
Yeah.
So I want to kind of get your preference and your statement before this. So 2020 limited edition silver proof set. Okay. Now, I got this from somebody called the Gremlin. If you don't know who the Gremlin is, that's Ashley. And I didn't pay what the mint was, but it's a beautiful set.
And
Right.
you just said right there why they are not a good investment. It just
Exactly.
came right out of your mouth.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. And so when I look at this, there's a couple things. So in 2020, when these came out, there's a couple things that I want to preface it. So people are like, well, spot price was lower. Well, when they started minting these coins at the beginning or the end of 2019 and early 2020, spot price was about 1750. But by the time they released the coins, they were all the spot price had already jumped up and was at $23, like 23.75. So actually, spot price was higher during that time frame. Silver price was higher than when they released it. So when you're talking about strategy, whether you're talking about silver, whether you're talking about coins, whatever, investing in it is kind of a gamble. So we need to get away from the term investment, right? Because you're not investing in the coins. If you're a collector, you're investing in your hobby.
That's what I say.
Not that-
Frivolously spending money on something that brings you pleasure.
Well,
Yeah.
let me explain one thing about those sets. They're a gimmick. Every single one of those coins you can find in the proof set or the ASE, you can find it, they sell it by itself. So every single one of those you can find in another set. They're not special. There's nothing special about the coins. They're not struck different. They don't have different dies. They're struck with the exact same proof dies. There's nothing special about them. They're a gimmick. And I bought one myself and fell for it. So
Well, and
Yeah.
the thing is I'm going to say it up front. It's a gorgeous set. It really is. It's
No,
good looking. The coins are pretty.
it's
The
because it's
display
the
is decent.
presentation. The presentation is
That's
the only thing
all
that makes it.
is.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to walk through a little bit about this. So there's about 50,000 of these. Okay. So, but
Sets.
not coins,
Yeah. Sets.
right? And that's
Boxes.
a misnomer.
Boxes.
That's another one of those things. It's
Yeah.
the box. Now
There's
here's the thing.
50,000 boxes.
If you had the box that was empty and you put the rounds in it,
You wouldn't know the difference.
you wouldn't know the difference.
Mm-mm.
So, well, I mean, you'd have to have the right inserts because the inserts fit in the box
Yeah.
a certain way. But again, it's not the coin, it's the presentation. So there's 50,000 sets of these. Okay, not a big deal. The mint sold these at $201. Okay, well, you know what? When you look at spot price and that, it's still a little bit high. But spot price had gone up. Silver price it was kind of soaring. So everybody, and again, you're talking about the what's the term that they did?
Hey,
Wasn't
do
the
you
term
have the
post-
information on what it would have cost them to buy the silver proof set and the ASE separate? And the proof ASE for that year?
Do I
Do you
have
have
that
how much it
information?
would have cost?
No.
Because it would have been less than $201, I'm sure.
Well, total silver value is like $73.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you're talking about silver content, it's only about $73. And then if you're talking face value of this particular item, it's only what? $3.
Yeah.
310 face value, 315 face value. It's not much. But the thing that really kind of gets me with this is if you're looking at 2020 to 2024, this set is going to go for 225 this year. Okay, so people are like, well, the price has only gone up, $24. But silver hasn't moved, right? You look at where it's gone up and down. Now, what was the thing? And I talked about this just a second ago, and I can't remember. I'm not a stacker, so the term, it's where they artificially spiked the silver premium. What do they call that? Do you remember?
No.
Somebody in chat, if you remember what they called that. Anyway, there was a group that said, "Hey, we're gonna get silver to where it needs to be. They did this whole freaking gimmick thing. No, EMR, it's not. It's
They
not.
did that last year
Yeah,
too.
this was way, 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 way before Biden. But
Oh, you're talking about like the Hunt brothers, and then back into
that's exactly who I'm talking
Yeah.
about. So what they did is they bought it all up. They had this coinflation, I think it maybe is what was called.
yeah.
And they inflated the holy hell out of it. Spot price didn't really move, but the premiums shot through the roof.
Yeah,
That's
that's
why
what's
when you're
changed
looking at
now.
American, say again.
That's what's changed now. I went to my local coin shop and I asked him because I've been hearing all this stuff. Oh my God, silver sales are down. Silver sales are down. I went in there. I says, "Are your silver sales down?" He says, "No, my silver sales have been consistently going up all year." And he
Yeah,
says
it's
the
not the
only
sales that are
difference.
down; it's the premiums.
Yeah, he says the premiums are
Premiums aren't
down,
bringing in as much money.
and people don't like the premiums being down. And he says, and the only reason my premiums are down is because I can get that anywhere in the country. He says the wholesalers are literally wholesaling it at spot.
And that for an
So-
American Silver Eagle is we haven't seen that for a number of years.
Well,
But that's one of the major
you're
reasons.
talking about mint products, and mint products are typically not, they're a horrible investment.
Yeah,
Because you can buy a mint product and 2
Yeah.
years from now, you can go on and find it much cheaper at from a third party. So
Well, not even in 2 years.
And here's an example. Just not a couple months ago, the mint had a flash sale, right?
Thanks, me.
They had a
Yeah.
flash sale where they sold things that had been previously sold out. They had their 5-ounce ATB quarters for like $380. And you could buy the exact same one that day on eBay for like $200.
Yep. Well, that's what I
So-
think he said $28.
It's crazy.
He was selling 24 Eagles for 2024.
Really?
Say that one
Yeah.
more time.
That's
Uh,
good.
$28 for any Eagle.
Yeah. There's actually I got to do something real fast. Me just gifted 5 memberships.
Oh, yay,
Coin
me.
Junkie,
Yay.
Kellen, JC Likes Pam, David Carlisle, and the Mod Father himself, Charles Latray. Please make sure you tell me. Thank you. Yeah, I was just looking at JM Bullion and SD Bullion and some of those other sites, and you can find ASCs between 2630 and 2750.
Yeah.
Right. So you're talking about $1.99, $2.99 over spot. Which is for ASE, that's a really good price.
Which means their general silver rounds are basically spot price.
Yeah, they're like $1.99 over spot or 99 cents over spot. But when you're talking about, the mint coins, so I did a couple numbers. So I went and looked at a couple things. So I got on eBay and I looked at sold listings. Again, you have to look at the sold listing, right?
Oh.
You can't look at the projected
list,
listings
right.
because when you're looking at stuff out there, there's sets. These sets are on there for $800, $1,500, $4,000. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Never get it. They're
You'll
they're
never get
fishing for a sucker.
Yeah, some dumbass somewhere will make a mistake and they'll capitalize on it.
Or
That's why they do
somebody's
it.
little granny.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I got a whole video. Oh, by the way, did you see the email that I sent you about the site?
Yes. Yeah. I haven't had time to like go on there and
No,
look
it's
and
okay.
everything. But I did see it.
Look at that thing because that's one that needs to be shut down.
Well, they all do, but they
Yeah,
won't
I know,
be.
but that's like horrible.
Yeah.
But I got a video coming out on that on like Wednesday. So, but I looked at the sold listings and anywhere, and this is again, beware where you buy, right? So eBay, the lowest purchase price I could find was $120. Now, I don't know if it's genuine. I have no way to validate or verify that. Okay. But the highest place that I found at $379 was Littleton Coin Company.
Ha! Surprise, surprise.
Now,
Surprise,
mind you, these are all within the last 90 days.
Well, here's
Okay, so
a
we're-
neat thing. Littleton had a table set up
$240 spread.
at the fun show and was not selling anything. They were only buying.
I forgot I had this from the coin show. It was in
Ah,
my computer bag that I haven't gotten into since the coin show.
yeah,
Go
that's
ahead.
definitely been a bit.
Yeah, Littleton. So Littleton is responsible for a lot of people getting into the hobby. Even today, but more so like in the past. But
Uh,
it's unfortunate that a lot of people get really taken by them. So.
Yeah. Well, I've heard this from other people in the past. Littleton, it is what it is. They employ a ton of people. They've got high overhead, and that explains why their prices are what they are.
Yeah.
oh, Coach has been watching me too long. He just dropped a joke, one of my jokes on myself. Why doesn't Frosty get hot? It's because of all of you great fans.
I found an almond roca. You think it's still good?
Of course,
Should I eat
it's
it?
good. Chocolate don't
Was
go
it from
bad.
From
Tulsa?
last year. I'm gonna eat it though.
Heck yeah.
Make sure you have a rest stop.
Oh, always. I know. Listen, I map out the rest areas before I go anywhere.
Oh no, I know you have to. Yeah, I got you.
I have to. I do.
Oh, Coach, I want you to know that made my day.
That's Decker. I love
Oh,
him.
God. Oh, that's hilarious.
Well, I can't stay much longer though. I gotta get going here pretty
Get
quick.
on the road. Don't rush. I know sometimes those roads
my-
can be treacherous in the rain and stuff.
I found my sound maker. Oh my gosh, it's like Easter. It's like Christmas here. Okay, yeah, I gotta get going, you guys. Have fun. I'll try to listen.
Travel.
I'll try to listen on my way. So
All right, Paula, take care. Thanks, my friend. I
Bye,
appreciate you a
guys.
bunch. All right, folks, and as always, if you're not a subscriber or member to Livecoin Q&A, go over there and check them out. Again, I say this all the time, and I don't say it just because I consider them friends, but if you had to pay for the service, the same thing with Copper Coin, some of the stuff that they do to help out the community, but if you had to pay for their service, you wouldn't be able to afford it. The consultation and the stuff that they put into what they do, and they do it free, you wouldn't be able to afford it. You think about like large conglomerates, what they would have to pay for consulting service of that nature, the price would be astronomical. So go check them out. They're on every Monday evening at I think 7 p.m. or 7:30 p.m. Central. Go check them out. A lot of fun. Oh, okay. Well, so let's get back into this. So, Eric, what are your thoughts on this kind of stuff? I know that
Well,
you like to collect and you like the collector's aspect of it.
yeah, I
But
don't
from-
invest in numismatics to make a profit. I think that if you were to invest in numismatics to make a profit, you would have to invest in the higher end coins and not anything in between.
So that's the next part that I was going to. I'm so glad, and this wasn't planned. You segued into this perfectly. So go ahead and continue with your thoughts.
Yeah,
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
And I'm talking like big money coins or super key, like key date coins. They never depreciate; they only appreciate. So
Yeah. So this is one thing that around 2000, the numismatic prices started to see like a dramatic rise. But the largest rise, the most steady rise, has been in rare coins, right? The big ones. Now, Eric actually has one on his screen that is a very, very cool coin. That is MS6331S, right?
yep, and that won't depreciate.
It won't. And again, now you look at it, that's in an ANAX holder.
Yep.
Is that going to crush the value? No, not really.
Actually,
no.
it's a strong. It could have even went 64 and passed. ANAX is to me grades harder than the other two services, especially when it comes to red, brown, and brown coins.
In some cases, I absolutely agree. But the reason that I like Annex is because I don't grade much. One, because my budget limits me to purchasing the coin, not grading the coin.
Yeah, well, that's
Um,
when I purchased this, I basically paid what a raw coin, and it's
yeah,
already
and so
graded.
if you can get the graded one for the same price that you can get a raw one, shoot, man, buy the graded one. Unless you're trying to put it in a
Absolutely.
book or something, right?
Yeah, I've
Um,
graded one coin or two coins in the last 2 or 3 years. That's it.
so me actually asks a really good question. Um, and we have a scent expert on panel,
Well,
and
it's the
that
reduced
is not me.
mintage.
Yeah, it's a very low mintage. Now, 31S is considered key date, not semi-key, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. So real quick before we move on, for the people, most people know this. What's up, Big Apple Stacker? Good to see you, brother. Thanks for coming in.
31S, the good thing about 31S is a lot of people, it's a depression era type coin. A lot of people knew they weren't going to make a lot for some reason. So a lot of 31Ss were saved, but there was only 866,000 minted. And so you can get good quality coins. The 14D is much harder to get in high grade. And it's, almost 1.2 million were minted of those.
So as your says something that I'll talk on just a second. I'm going to pin this so I can come back to it. I'm not going to come back to it right now. I will come back to that in just a minute because this is definitely something that we've talked about in the past. But staying with the 31S. So again, me, when you're looking at mintages, now it's the same thing. Now, me has had a spectacular find. I'm not going to tell anybody what it is. Wink, wink, hint, hint, Morgan key date at I think it was a garage sale or a mom and pop uh, store where they do that consignment, something like that. Anyway, if it turns out to be what he thinks it is, uh, tests, measures, weighs everything great, then he will have found another gem, right? Um, but again, so you can find this stuff like that, and you can do that. But the key date is not necessarily always due to mintage, because there are some. And Eric, you'll have to if you know anything off the top of your head. If not, I'll have to pull some references out and share. But just because they minted a low number doesn't make it the more valuable of the ones because
That is
it
kind of
could
true.
be it could be because the strike, right? Um,
26S.
say again.
26S is a candidate for that. A high grade 26S is worth almost as much as a Cherry 1909 VDB, SVDB.
And it's because of the quality of the strike.
Yeah, well, the reverse. They used the reverse dies until they literally fell off the machines.
Right. And so again, there's a bunch of things you have to really understand when you're looking at the quality or value of a coin. And hey, what's going on, Bull Palmer? Good to see you. And I don't pretend to know all of it. That's why I have Eric and Paula, and that's why people like Amanda and them come into the stream, or Shannon, they come in and say hi and share information. But when you look at certain things, the limited edition or the limited edition, the limited run, the smaller runs, that lower mintage doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the higher quality. Now they're good to have. The lower mintages are always good to have.
Yeah, well, just the 14D to the 31S, the 14Ds cost more, and there was
Yeah.
more minted. It's just because people didn't save them. Where in
So
31S, people saved them for some
right.
reason.
And again, when you're talking about those ones, and when we talk about mintages, remember folks, that was what came from the mint. That doesn't mean what's still out there.
Yeah,
People
and
have melted them, they've put them in jewelry, they've been destroyed, damaged. I mean, you look at people like Ringmaster Ray and some of these folks that do the mine detecting, the metal detecting. I hope they're not mine detecting out there. They're doing the metal detecting and they find some of these things. Well, people lose them, they fall out of people's pockets, they get lost, they fall in mud and water, they'll to never be found again. And so just because you have a mintage of 1.2 million doesn't mean that there's 1.2 million available. We've seen that with it was the 1921 peace dollar, right? The design wasn't very good, and did they destroy a bunch of them, or they stopped
Um,
it because it's a very limited run because they had the high relief.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
But I
so they
was
had to, they stopped the run. Um, Good quality, beautiful, but just limited edition. So you look at the 1928, but the 1921 versus the 1928. Uh, Different mintages, but the prices are pretty close.
yeah,
Um, so you can't always go to mintage, but there's a lot of other things to looking at the value of a coin and why is something important, or what makes it special.
yeah.
Um, but a lot of times, you know, quality over quantity will always trump in price.
That is a comment I wanted to make. Azer Blue said he was selling a 1909 SVDB, and every dealer at the coin show said to break it out of an ANAX holder to send it to NGC or PCGS. It depends on the grade. When you start getting under VF30, it's going to cost you more to break it out and grade it than you're going to recover in the difference in price.
Well, but
Uh,
there's more to it than this. So this is I want to issue a warning, especially now that CAC is on the scene and they're really starting to hold these coin companies to the fire.
CAC is getting a premium even higher than the PCGS
Yeah.
at this point. Now, will they in 3 years? Probably not once there's enough slabs out there.
Yeah, but the other thing is, and I need people to understand here that cracking an old ANAX graded coin or an old PCGS coin does not mean you're going to get a straight grade.
That's true too. That's
It
right.
could have been cleaned in a time where that wasn't frowned upon.
See, if he was selling an ANAX 1909S, I would have sold it to him and had them do it. Say, hey, I'll just give you the $30 off or whatever.
Exactly where yeah, yeah. And so
Yeah.
it's because what happens is, okay, so as you send this 1909 SVDB, right? And they look at it, they say, yes, it's fine. They crack it, they run it through their radio spectrometry or whatever it is, and they say, oh, this was cleaned. This was dipped. It still has the traces of the chemical on it. It's a 50-year cleaning. And then you come back details.
I don't even know why they come back. A coin that is under VF30, why they even check it for cleaning, because basically every coin has been cleaned.
Well, yeah,
You
but
know,
again,
in your
so
pocket or whatever.
hey, what's going on, Kraken? Um, but when you're looking at this kind of thing, it's important to understand that, hey, what's going on, Brandon? Yeah, here in a little while, I'll open one up. Give me just a few minutes, okay? But when you're looking at these particular items, there's some things that we're seeing, and again, Paula could talk more about this. Uh, People who send in more frequently could talk about this. I talked about this a little bit. I popped into Supreme Ginger Stacker's auction last night. I was kind of talking about some stuff, and they were talking about graded toned coins, cross grading, and it's like, be careful, right? Because there are people who are cracking these things out. They're coming back cleaned. There are
Yeah,
people who
or
are submitting
artificial
toned
toning
coins.
or whatever. And that's weird because 2 years from now, they might start grading toned coins again.
Yeah. But right now, you just don't do it,
Yeah.
right? Just set them aside. They're nice. Put them in your potential list of things to later grade, but be very careful with it because you're don't spend money when you know right now things are kind of in an oddball ebb and flow when it comes to toning. Like, where is a place for a toned coin? A toned coin right now? It doesn't seem like there is a place within the grading services. So be careful with that, right? You really want to be careful. But again, sending stuff in, if you're going to do it, you can send it in and cross grade it. And it's like, hey, if you're going to slab this, slab it. If it doesn't meet the grade, then just send me back the slab. But I wouldn't crack it and send it in. I would send it in and have them cross grade it.
What era is Coach's Magic talking about of PCI slabs? Because there was a time when PCI slabs were good. Then there's some company bought them out, and most of the coins in the PCI slabs were either cleaned or manipulated. So one of these like Coin TV companies bought them.
And I have no idea about PCI slabs, so I couldn't even speak to it. So I have absolutely no clue. I know what PCI is, but I couldn't speak.
Yeah.
To the history of it.
Well, my advice to anybody, number one, I'm not a big advocate on grading coins, especially, I mean, even this 31S, I would have struggled to grade it. If it was a 14D in this condition, I would have graded it without hesitation. Because this coin costs the same as a raw coin. And even in PCGS holders, they were going for the same as raw coins. So that is, you know, my best advice for grading coins is if you want it in a grading holder to like, it does protect them, but you do have to remember that there is times when you have to have them re-encapsulated. They're not permanent. So they can tone within the slab because oxygen passes through plastic. So,
Thanks, Brandon. Yeah, and again, you know, we say this all the time, and we joke with Chief Stacker because Chief likes to send stuff in, and
he
but
does it for the right
understands-
reason.
He understands why he
does it
grades,
because he absolutely wants to do it.
and he loves doing it, right? So
Yeah.
I don't. Oh yeah, let's not even talk about him. I don't want to discuss. I boycott anything related to M4. Not even. I quit going to channels that put him on panel. Okay. He artificially tones coins. And again, I don't care about his history. It's a practice. I quit following a couple people in the channel or in the community because they do that. They think it's cool and it adds depth and definition. I quit going to their stuff. I've unsubscribed to them. I don't go to them.
There was a dealer at
I
the
want
fun
nothing
show
to do with it. I don't want to associate it with it.
that was selling toned coins that were, I mean, it was right on his sign, artificially toned coins. There was nothing really good. He was taking high mintage cents and nickels, and it was actually just pennies and nickels and toning them, but he was selling them as artwork, and there was some beautiful stuff that he did.
Oh,
and he
some of
made a
them are
lot of
cool.
money.
I will say that, but they need to be very clear. Hey, Ringmaster Ray just gifted 5 additional memberships. Bo Palmer, Brandon Looney Tunes, Stacking
Not
with
without
Kraken,
cleaning
Joe
the coin,
McBride,
Pete.
and Blistering Barnacles. Please make sure that you say a huge thumbs up. And thanks, Ringmaster Ray. Appreciate you doing that. That's awesome of you, bud. Sorry, Eric. What'd you say?
Me asked if there was a way to remove artificial toning. I says, not without cleaning the coin.
Yeah. And the problem is there's a number of ways to do it, right? But every way is damaging the coin.
Well, I mean, even a lot of it isn't artificially toned. I mean, you can get some beautiful toned coins. Set a penny in a sunny window for 8 months and see what happens to it.
Yeah, here, I got a great example of one. Pull it out. I should be wearing a glove.
It'll turn a beautiful purple and blue.
Okay, so I'm going to pull out a Morgan dollar real quick. And I don't have any lotions or anything on my hands, so I can do this without fear. But it's got this nice, pretty blue crescent moon, right? Now,
That's
some
probably an
people
album
like the
cover.
look of this. Can you see the blue there? Some people like the look of this. I like this coin. But if I had the opportunity to buy that or to buy this, now granted it's a peace dollar, so it's not the same thing. But if I had the opportunity to buy one that was not cleaned in MS63, MS64 condition, the other one had a higher grade, but it wasn't toned, I would be going with it, not toned. Because I like the coin. Now, there are some. Now, I have an ASE, a 1989 ASE that has got this beautiful red and um, uh, orange, yellowish kind of toning.
Is it just on one side or around the edges?
It's on both sides.
All right, because a lot of those toning, a lot of the original ASEs got funky toning because they were sold in a box with like a satin insert that they were in the insert, almost like a jewelry box. And they toned really weird from something in the fabric.
Frosty isn't paying attention. No, Frosty was worrying about trying to show you guys something. Hey, what's up, Kevin? Good to see you. Brandon, yes, you got a membership. That membership came from Ringmaster Ray. So please tell Ringmaster Ray, thank you. But yeah, so toning is one of those things that, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Some people really don't, it doesn't matter to them. And that's fine. It doesn't matter. What I just want you guys to be aware of is that the grading companies right now is not the time to send a tone coin in for grading. Don't do it. And never, ever, 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 if you find out that somebody artificially toned a coin, never send it in to grade. Doesn't matter if it's cool, doesn't matter if it's absolutely perfect. There's not a drop of damage or anything on that particular coin. Never send it in for grading because it will come back cleaned. It'll come back details. Eric just dropped 5 more memberships. Thanks, bud. I appreciate you. Crispy Mofo, Joyce McCullough, Chris G, Aunt Laura, Mickey Fur. Ooh, Mickey got one. That's good. That's a good person to get one.
Good morning, Mickey and Crispy. I didn't say good morning to you guys. I guess
Mickey,
good morning, everybody. There's a lot of people.
Mickey does a lot of good stuff over at Copper Coins. All right. So yeah, but don't be sending in tone coins right now. It's just a bad thing. And again, if you know of somebody that artificially tones them, just never send it in for grading. If you like it, man, more power to you.
That's what I said. That guy made a lot of money because people were. He was selling them artificially toned. It's right on the sign.
Yeah. Now here's the thing. Okay, and I want to be very clear. This is going to piss a couple people off. I don't care. I'm against it. 100% against it.
Yeah.
And here's why. You may like it. Good for you. More power to you. Enjoy. But that coin's going to come into the community.
Up until basically, I realized that there was people that are actually interested in it. I used to dump all the toners in my junk bucket.
Well, it's not that. I'm talking specifically about people who artificially tone coins.
Well, I mean, yeah, these weren't artificially toned, and I had no use for them. So now, if they're pretty, I save them. But for years, like when I had my coin business, they went in the junk bucket, and I always wondered because I'd always put together rolls of junk coins, like junk wheats that were uncirculated, but they all had. I considered them a problemed roll, and they would go for good money. And that's why, because there was somebody out there that just loved them.
Yeah. That's Kane. That is exactly right. I'm going to pin that comment because that is exactly right. Old toning can hide a cleaning. And in fact, toning is a method that people who clean a coin will utilize to hide it. And so that is another reason that if you have an older coin that is in a slab, you're probably going to come back clean because, as Eric said, almost all coins have been cleaned at one point, especially if it's 100, 150 years old.
Well, 20 years ago, everybody wanted blast white silver coins.
Yep. And it was not frowned on.
Yeah. So you dipped it. Yeah.
Yep. Now you had somebody who knew what they were doing do it, because you didn't want to ruin your coin. But again, you didn't do that. You didn't put that information, or you didn't worry about that because it was an accepted practice.
Yeah.
and then things changed, and now it's not an accepted practice. But people will, as you're is absolutely correct. People will utilize toning to hide them having cleaned a coin, and you got to be really careful. If you tone coins, you'll lose the value of the coin. Yeah, absolutely. Um, but again, if you like it, like seriously, if you like that look and you have one and you know somebody and you know it's authentic and you want to buy it, I'm not telling you not to. I'm just telling you that I do not like the practice of people toning. I don't care. Now, here's one where it doesn't bother me. Okay? This is the only place that artificially toning something doesn't bother me. Bullion. If you have a bullion round, you have an alien round, and you want to tone that thing, fire away. Do it. If you wanted to, fine, whatever, go ahead. But not coins. And there are some bullion rounds that are worth money, right? So be careful. I mean, I'm just telling you, you're putting yourself into a situation or somebody else after you into a situation to find out that the
Right.
investment that they made is lost. And just be careful with it. Don't do it. Now, there was another question that was asked earlier and I missed it, but I remember the question. I'll see if I can scroll up through chat. And it's like, did he say how he toned coins? There's a number of ways to tone a coin. The old books, and I don't have one sitting here with me, but the old cardboard books, they will artificially tone coins
That
for you.
dollar you showed looked like it had album toning. That ring.
Yeah, and it's come from an old book that my granddad gave me.
And that's just acid in the paper.
Yep, and that's exactly right. Plastic will tone a coin. Air will tone a coin. Heat will tone a coin. There's
Ultraviolet.
an electrolysis style thing that you can do that will tone coins. You can put them in a temperature kiln, which kind of softens the metal, but it actually will heat it up and will produce the blues and the greens and the oranges and whatnot. So there's a lot of different ways that people do that. There's chemicals that you can spray on that will tone a coin.
And that's how that one fella did it. He
Yeah.
flat out said, I'm using different chemicals to get blues and purples and reds and oranges. And he was painting. It was like artwork.
Yeah, it's the same thing. If you've ever, if I don't know if you guys like, did I come for your channel for a stream? Actually, Brandon, I had an idea. I will send you an email here in a little bit. Obviously, we're talking about the coin thing right now. So, but I have an idea about doing a stream with you. Okay, so I'll be with you just here in a few moments. But there's a number of ways to do the coin, the toning. But here's the thing. If you're going to spray a chemical on it, I don't know if any of you guys like the physical sciences, but in chemistry, there are chemicals that you can add to a flame: potassium, sodium chloride, sodium hydroxide. There's all these different things that you can do to change the color of the flame. And they'll put those chemicals on a coin to produce a chemical reaction that actually changes the coin tonnage to that particular color. So you can, put it on there with a little eyedropper and roll it around or do whatever you're going to do, or you can spray it on. There's a number of different ways to do that. But again, anytime you put a chemical on a coin, you are damaging the surface of that coin. So again, stay away from it. EMR, right. Exactly right.
Kevin says if you live in a high sulfur area, you drop copper and sulfur water with sulfur in it, and it will turn green very fast.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of different things. Salty environment. Okay, now I have an ASC that I did an experiment way before I have a channel, way before I considered myself a collector, and that was when we lived in the Western Desert. We lived in an area that was dry. It was not uncommon for the humidity index to be, between 20 and 40. And Tiger Stacker with the $4.99 super chat. Did I get that coffee for you, Tiger? That is exactly for you. Welcome. All you got to do is come pick it up. um, thanks for the super chat, bud. I appreciate you. But again, so what I did is I took that coin with me when I went to Arizona because I worked for a summer doing roofing in Tempe. I can tell you one thing. If you're young, roofing in Arizona in the summer is not a good job.
No, it's not a good job
Don't
ever. It's
do it.
roofing in Florida.
Horrible. Wearing jeans and everything. I still had burns on my knees and my butts and my legs. Like I would burn myself through the jeans. It was horrible work. We worked weird hours too. So we'd work at like 2-3 o'clock in the morning to do industrial roofs. You couldn't do residential that early in the morning, and then would break during the heat of the day and come back in the evening and finish the job. But I took the coin there, and so I left it there. And the really, really dry air during the summer there changed the toning from kind of this reddish pink hue to an orange hue. And then it started to turn to a blue when I came to Texas. I've noticed that the blue has started. So humidity and variability in salinity have a huge impact on how the coin is going to tone and stuff like that as well. So yeah, it's cool. There's a lot of cool science. If you like science, you like figuring that stuff out. Um, but yeah, there's a bunch of different ways to tone a coin. Just stay away from it, right? Just stay away from it. And like I said, I'll be honest with you. I have unsubscribed to channels. I will not go into panels who have certain members on the panel. I won't do it because I don't support it. I think it's a terrible practice. And whether you like it or not, it's something that ends up in the community. And somebody's going to end up with that. Somebody's going to grade that and have some bad experiences from it. Whether that's your intent or not, it's just going to happen in time. So
Yeah,
I don't support it.
Azer, I live on the other coast, and right now it's about 2 years because of Hurricane Ian.
What was that contract to put a new roof on?
8 months contracted. It's going to be 8 months till they get a roof on.
Yeah, I feel bad. Ringmaster Ray, what if an AI toned a coin? Is it still artificial? Smart ass.
That's a good one.
Leave it to Ray. How you doing, brother? Good to see you, bud. Yeah, but I mean, again, it's just one of those things that just be cognizant of it, right? Be aware. Understand, right now it's not a good time to submit toned coins. If you like it, you like it. Hey, more power to you. I will tell you, some of the toning is really pretty. But again, stay away from the submissions. Because you're going to spend money and not have a good result. So don't do that. Roof is 137K and ooh, I was complaining about mine being 30.
Right.
137. Dude, is it a business? Or do you have one of those what are they though? Stone shingle.
But that's crazy. I thought they were expensive here. A lot of people after the hurricane were paying 35, 40,000, and I think my roof's going to end up coming to about 16 to 18.
What did you do? Hand hammered copper? Clay tile. Yeah, it has to be something crazy. I mean, I got a 30-year shingle. Like I said, 24, it was like 27.5, 27.9.
If you did your roof in the last 10 years, you probably got a 50-year shingle.
Maybe. I did mine about 3 years ago after we had a major hailstone situation here where we had, golf ball size hail. The largest one that we have, I've got a picture of it. There was only one that I could find in our area. Most of them were about the size of a $50, but I have one and I have a picture of it. I'll see if I can find it. I'll put it on my community
you sent me
page
that picture
where it filled the entire palm of my hand. It was like a softball. It was huge. And what it was is as they were coming down, they kind of just mold it together, and you can see just like it's all kind of packed together. But it was
Could you
unreal.
imagine that hitting a window of a car?
No, well, it landed in my front yard, and it didn't hit the house or anything. I was very gracious that it didn't hit my son's car or it didn't hit the roof, because that would have been horrible. Kevin Rose said we had one like that 8 years ago. Yeah, 2014, I believe, was the massive hailstorm here in San Antonio that caused over $1 billion worth of damage. My friend had a Cadillac, just purchased it 3 days off the dealership, and the insurance. There were hailstones that were baseball size, and it actually the crossbar that comes down the frame that goes from the top of the car down the windshield down the side, it bent it. He had so many. I mean, his windows were all knocked out. It busted his mirrors off. It was horrible. We had a car dealership. It's Cavender Auto, located in, it's kind of the west side of San Antonio, out near Leon Valley. And if you look it up, they had just brought in a new line of Cadillacs and Oldsmobiles, and they were all out there with the protective sheeting that you get when the coins come off, when the cars come off. They were still there, and they were rushing to try to put stuff out there, as they got notification of this hailstorm, and like almost every car in their dealership was destroyed. The ones that weren't under the awning or in their garage, almost every car was destroyed. Absolutely horrible. I mean, it was just indicative of hell, like hell, Hell, not Hail. But yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, a large hail, but we didn't have a tornado. There were a lot of warnings. We had some funnel clouds, but that hailstorm was horrible. And it was during Fiesta Week, here in San Antonio. If everybody knows that, lots of people from all over the country come in and hang out and party and drink, and they have festivals and parades and all sorts of cool stuff. And there was so much damage that was caused from that storm. It was unreal. But yeah, the one that we had, and well, you saw you saw the pictures that I took of what we got just a couple days ago.
Yep.
They were larger than a quarter. Now, fortunately, that was a very, very, very short-lived storm. But it was like sitting here, it was like big crack of thunder, huge. It was like the lights fizzled and dimmed out for a minute, then came back on. And then it was like whap, 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 whap. It's like, what the hell is that? And looking to see these hailstones that are bigger than quarters. Unreal. Only lasted about 30 to 40 seconds, but it was like, that was unreal. Very cool. So what reveal you got going on today, bud?
No reveals today. It's tomorrow, 45S tomorrow.
I'm looking forward to that one. There's some goodies in there.
Yeah, could be. Could be.
What's the big one in the 45S?
Oh God, there's a lot. There's not a really super big one in a 45S, but there's a lot of nice ones.
Cool.
I don't think there's an FS listed one that I can think of.
No.
But besides that, this is the day that they do the reveal or the train or
the premiere train. Yeah, the premiere
train
train follows this right afterwards. We start with Will Treasures.
All right. What time does that happen?
Right after this, 10 o'clock Central.
Oh, all right.
Immediately following.
And I was just like, well, 10:30.
Say again?
I says, when you said 10 o'clock, I says, well, it's already 10:30.
Well, 11 your time. Yeah. Here in 30 minutes.
So I've just been
goes off at 11:30 your time.
Photographing coins all morning. Go to the post office.
You know what? That's actually, have you ever found a big variety on a stream? Yes, he has.
Yes. Yes, we have.
Yeah. Chuck found a really, really nice one too.
Chuck has found a really big one.
Now, I recorded that and actually sent that clip to him because this is how it went. All right. And we got, whoa.
Yeah, when he
Wow.
found RPM number 8 in the 56D roll,
Yeah.
I didn't think he was going to talk
It's
for a while after that.
Farm Dog or Captain Morgan Dollar or somebody got that. And it was like, whoa.
And
Oh,
then
maybe it was Parvis.
Jim Fletcher has gotten a couple really nice, like a 47. God, I'm not sure it's 47. It's an FS 501. I want to say 47P.
The DDO.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might have been him. But I'll see if I can find it. I recorded it and sent it to Chuck and said, because his reaction was like, all right, everybody.
Yeah, when he found the RPM number 8 in that 56D roll and he found one, that's a crazy find.
Yeah. But yeah, we've been on, I've seen two major finds. You found a really cool, actually you found a couple really cool coins.
Oh yeah, we found a few over $100 coins on my reveals. I can't remember what they are. I'm trying to think back.
I've got my books is over here, but I've got a really cool one that is the progression that you found of the strike through Greece.
Oh, the 54S roll.
That was a really cool set of finds.
Yeah, that I've got all the photographs. I photographed every one of those Greece struck through Greece coins.
Yeah, that is a really cool find. Now, I like those. A matter of fact, is Stacking with Kraken here? I thought I saw him come in. Stacking with Kraken has something. I'm going to get with him. Yep, Stacking with Kraken is here. Outstanding. Okay, so Stacking with Kraken has found. You know the Jefferson nickel, the back, you have the Monticello.
Yep.
On the left-hand side of Monticello, there's a die crack. And he's got a bunch of them, right? He showed a bunch of them. But he's got years 2007 all the way up through. And it's one of those areas where it kind of happens over and over and over again. And I've told him what I want to do is I want to get with him and grab, like, let's say it's got, 30 of them from 2007. And I want to line them in the earliest stage all the way to the latest stage.
That's one thing I got to do. And one of the reveals we just did, there was 3 coins that were struck through Greece, one to the point where the LIB and Liberty was gone. And then you got one that wasn't as bad, but there was 3 different progressions of that same die. That was pretty cool. I've got to photograph that yet.
Drive safe, me. Be careful. You stay safe out there on the roads. Thanks for all you do, brother, and I appreciate you.
But yeah, we found quite a few FS listed coins. A lot of FS listed cents are $35 coins.
Morning, Gary.
So when you say, did you have found anything really valuable? Yes, we have. And it's usually not me because I tend to do the cheaper or the less expensive stuff. I leave the big important stuff for Chuck to do. So.
Well, but again, you want to go find really cool things, go watch the live coin Q&A and watch some of the stuff that people send them.
There's some cool stuff on there.
They find some amazing stuff.
Yeah. I just found a lamination today.
What's up, Big Flip?
The whole back or the whole reverse of a coin. I don't know what I did with it. I think it's in a tube here. I've been searching rolls while we've been doing this. So
what's going on, Sorcerer Stan? Thanks for coming in, bud. Good to see you here. How you doing, Big Flip? I know Big Flip's been going through some stuff trying to get things together. You doing better, buddy? Send me an update if you would. Been thinking about you. Hope things are well. Amy says she enjoys learning about errors. Errors and varieties are what make this fun. I love seeing this kind of stuff. Hey, UCI2, how are you doing?
Yeah, I am much more proficient on varieties than I am errors. I never paid attention because I didn't collect them. So
Well,
now
what
the
I
last
like
couple of
hearing,
years, I'm coming into my own finally.
what I like hearing Eric talk about is, we all you see the crying towel. We talked about the crying towel earlier with Paula, and one of them is, I wish I would have started this hobby 20 years ago. I would have loved to have been around Eric when he had his coin shop,
Oh God. Yeah, I had a
because
lot
the
of
stuff he
coins.
was basically giving and throwing away, it's like, you look back at it now and you go, oh my God, if I only knew
And
what it
I
was going
think
to
that's
turn
why I
into.
don't do silver, and I have no desire at all to do anything like that because my penny hobby turned into that. I was buying and selling silver basically, and
Unless I show you ship coins and space coins, and then
yeah,
you go out,
I but that's
you go out
because I
and buy
like
your
that
5 ounce
stuff.
silver round.
Yeah, when I see it, I buy it. It's like the spaceship, the Apollo Soyuz. I bought the 5 ounce and the uh, 1 ounce. Still looking for the Apollo 11 from the Mint. That one's kind of hard. People sit on that one, or they
Which
want
one
too
is that
much
one?
money for it. What was that?
Which one is that one?
The Apollo 11?
The dollar coin?
I don't know if it's a dollar coin. It's from the Mint. I think it's a commemorative of some type that they minted.
I have the Apollo 11, the 50 cent with a Kennedy. I have an Apollo 11 round. I have a few Apollo 11 rounds. I've got something from the Mint. I'll have to check it out. But there's a couple of them that I don't have. Um, I'll have to look and see, kind of put up a list together. I need to do an update of my ships collection. I haven't done any ships on coins recently. I need to do a couple of those.
5 ounce coin right here.
Yeah. Oh, well, while we're doing this, we're going to be about 10, 15 minutes. We're going to start wrapping it up so people can go say hi to their significant other, pet their dog or cat, or, make sure their turtle has water or whatever it is.
Their
Get some
turtle
coffee.
has water. Nice. I must have put it away. Imagine that.
Oh, it's you see weird things and see if people are paying attention. Oh, Big Flip says, I have the 5 ounce Apollo 11 at 70. One of my favorite in my stash.
Yeah. That one, the one shop I went to had the 5 ounce Apollo 11, but he wanted too much money for it. Those Apollo Soyuz ones that I bought, I think I bought them at.
So, Big Flip, are you telling me that you have a 5 ounce Apollo 11 that you'll sell to me for $70? Ben.
Those are cool. Those are cool.
He's like, no.
No, yeah. Maybe
Frostbite, so you want me to put out my 07? Yes. Well, not necessarily 07. So, Kraken, what I'm talking about is seeing die progression of that particular die crack. And so, or that die chip, I should say. So, as you look, it's kind of like, and I want to do this with another coin, but to get them all would be very difficult. The Tuskegee Airmen, right? Where it looks like the building's on fire. I would get one where it's just starting and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and you could see it going in, and where you can do a progression. It's the same thing on the side of Monticello. I want to get some photos where it's very, very small, and then I want to see it as it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, because I want to see the progression, but it needs to be within the same year. And then we'll look at the dies and make sure the die markers and stuff on the reverse are the same, to make sure that it's the same die pairing and not different die pairs, because that doesn't tell you anything about the progression of that particular die. But we'll go through it. So I'll talk to you a little bit about, that's what I said. I'll schedule a time for you and I to talk, kind of put some stuff together, because I think what would be really cool, and not necessarily for you to send to me, but for us to kind of go through and kind of show the progression of an item like this, because number one, I think it would be cool. We've seen this with other varieties, um, like the Tuskegee Airman with the error and how the progression has been done. We found it with somebody else did a really big one of
Wonder.
the die chip, the die on the crown, the progression of it from small to the big full on crown. So I think it would be really cool to be able to do that. And so if you have a whole bunch of them, look at the years. We'll make sure that they're all there, and then kind of put that together. I think that would be a really cool uh, kind of a collaboration effort thing. That when you get it all done, you could put them in a little nickel holder, nickel thing, and then show the progression early to late. I think that would be really cool. It'd be
I will
something fun
see
for
if
you
I
to
can
do.
find those pennies that we looked at. I think it was just a few days ago. And I'll take 3 pictures of the progression.
Yeah, because see, I like seeing now again when you look at copper coins, or you look at Variety Vista, or you look at Wexler's not as much, but if you look at Variety Vista or Connecticut or something like that, and you can look at stage A, stage B, stage C, stage
Yeah.
D, stage E, whatever, and you can kind of see the different things that happen, the different pairings or whatever it
Especially if
was.
there's die cracks and die breaks. You see that stuff progress.
Right. But then you can kind of see where, so when you see it, if you see 3 or 4 images, you're like, oh, yeah, this is probably a B, right? So this happened mid die state. And what it does is it helps you look at the coin and kind of identify where it was at in its life cycle. And so I just really like that, because it's a good, for those that are visual learners, it's just a really cool tool. So
Oh, I
that's
wonder
kind of
what.
what I was talking about, crack. And I think it would be fun. And plus, when you're all done, yeah, exactly. Like the stick man coming to life. That's exactly right. That's a great analogy. But I think it would be fun. You're talking about, you have a bunch of these, but it would be fun to have to your collection where you could actually open it up and say, look, check this out. This is when it started, and this is when kind of like the end of it happened. Especially if you could find one that turned from that connected all the way to the rim and turned into a cud. That would be cool, right? So, um, or if you were really, really lucky and found it when the die failed in that area, that would be cool, right? So there's a lot of cool stuff to find with that. Since you have a whole bunch of them, it would just be it would be a fun project. Don't you think, Eric?
Oh yeah. Sorry, I was looking through coins trying to find the greasers.
He's like, I'm trying to find coinage.
I'll have to watch the last couple reveals, run through and look for your coins, because you had one of them.
Yeah, I do have one of them. I don't think I have it.
No,
And the
I
winner
have it here.
is. Oh man, I'm doing a redraw. Hold on. I'm doing a redraw. I ain't sending him anything. No, Ray, I'm just kidding. I'll send you the HMS bounty. It's a half ounce. Congratulations, bud. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I haven't done that for a while. I wanted to do that kind of random without telling anybody, because that particular command, anybody who's in the stream, it doesn't matter if they've chatted or not, can get pulled for it. So cool stuff.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
no problem, bud. You know what? We'll do something else.
Oh wait, that might be it.
All right, let's do a trivia question for a buffalo nickel. You ready?
I love trivia.
Okay, so you want to do me a favor?
Maybe.
Can you put in the word go with the little green, or actually, I'll have Ray do it. Ray knows how to do this. Ray, do me a favor and put in a go. So I'm going to ask a question. The first person that comes up with the answer, and then I'll ask another one. I'm going to give away a buffalo nickel. Okay. What year? Are you ready, Ray? Tell me you're ready. If not, I'll have somebody else do it. He's probably looking through coins here. Okay, go. What year was the three-legged buffalo?
Google's burning up right now.
Okay, on my side, I show jackalope. Let me refresh this just to make
For
sure.
first person,
First person.
it was jackalope.
Jackalope Herdmaster. Outstanding. Congratulations. I've got a buffalo nickel that I'm going to send you. We're going to do another one. Okay, we're going to do another just because I want to do something fun. And we're going to go ahead and wrap this up here in just a minute because we're going to be heading to the premiere train. Man, I can't type. So we're going to do another one. This is not going to be the first person. I'm going to randomly do a generated number. Phonetically, Eric, you can't
Okay.
enter. You can't enter. Phonetically spelled. That means the spelling does not have to be correct, but phonetically spelled. How do you say Eric's last name? Fire in that go there, Ringmaster Ray. Phonetically spelled. Okay, this is going to be random number generator. So and if you came in just above Dan and Victor Echo, you don't have to put it back in. I'll take it above the go. That's fine.
That's it. Like $1 Million Meg. That's a great one.
Phonetically, yes. I'm going to give John Shank something because he spelled phonetically correct. John Shank, do me a favor, email me just because I wanted to do it. All right. And the answer is, Eric?
Buyer.
So we're going to do this random number generator. And the number is 5. So let's see. Number 5. Who wrote buyer in as 5? So I'm going to include Dan McCumber up there, number 1. Jackalope I show as number 2. Jackalope put it in, so I'm going to just skip that one. Crafty Dragon. Brenda Shank. Uh-oh. Only have 4. Or well, no, Malcolm Byer, B-Y-E-R is actually phonetically spelled correctly.
Yep,
So
B-Y-E-R would be good.
Yeah, Byer. It's not Bayer, it's Byer. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'd be Crafty Dragon.
You
Is that what you guys get?
You said 4, right?
5.
5.
Oh no, it wouldn't be Crafty Dragon. It would be Malcolm. Because Jackalope answered twice. He re-entered his thing down below.
All right. What? So you want it before or after?
Well, I told them that they could do it before. It's okay. It's only a couple before. It doesn't really matter. Buyer, yes. Or buyer, as in like you go buy something. So I show Malcolm.
All right. Malcolm too.
Malcolm, go ahead and send me an email. So I should be getting emails from Ringmaster Ray, from Malcolm, and John Shank because he spelled phonetically correctly. And I know there's not a spell check in chat. So outstanding. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Malcolm says send it to Ida. I'll definitely do that. I've got a package right here that needs to go out to her later today, actually. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that in there right now. Okay, it's in the package. It's good to go. So thank you for that. No worries. You know, again, this is just a little stupid something to let you guys know that I appreciate you. Thank you for coming in and hanging out. Eric, thank you so much for this stream, for being a part of this.
Anytime. I enjoy
Hey,
it.
if Brandon is still here, Brandon, I'm sorry I didn't let you up again talking about coins, but I do have a plan to do a stream with Brandon, and basically just watch cartoons. So if you like Looney Tunes, I'm going to have him up and just have him play cartoons the entire time. Should be a lot of fun. All right, folks. Well, you all be well. You all take care of yourselves. If I can get Ringmaster Ray has already put in the link up above. I'm going to go ahead and pin that message so it's there. Go check out the Premier Train. Go grab yourself some coffee, hang out, visit. Are you going to do any kind of just general hunts or anything today, Eric?
I'm not sure. When I do a roll dig, it's usually about 10-minute notice before I do it. So
Cool. Hey, Nick, thanks for coming in.
just keep
Again, everybody,
looking at
thank
it,
you.
and you'll see it popped up. It'll pop up on your notifications.
Sounds good.
But,
you know what else I would like you to do? I want you
What's
to
that?
consider this one time. Do a live stream where you talk about photographing coins.
I might be able to do that.
Talk about your setup,
Yeah.
what needs to happen, what you do, what Chuck does, how you guys get good imaging. Talk about
Like
things
taking
like
whole
your
coins. That's something you want to talk to Chuck about. He takes amazing photos of coins. I just do the micro photography on my microscope, and I can explain how I do that. It's basically lighting. So anybody can get decent pictures if their lighting is correct.
I was told to read chat in Silver Bull 30. I'm not seeing Silver Bull 30. Put that back in. Read chat like Silver Bull. Oh yeah, I read chat like Silver Bull 30. Yeah. I'm wrapping up. No, I don't I have a hard time paying attention to chat and talking and going over things and displaying and sharing stuff. So I'm a little squirrely. That is true. Photos. Yeah, Nick, again, another person who's good with the photography thing and understands. I think what would be really important to do this, John Shanks, send mine to Ida. You know what, John? There it is. And damage control, it's in there as well. So thanks, bud. Appreciate it. But again, photographing coins, there's an art to it. So I think that would be a lot of fun. I think
Maybe I'll bring
you
you along on me photographing some coins that are going to be on the website.
Yeah, I think it would be a lot of fun. It would be it would just be a good thing. Coordinate it. I'll help you promote when you want to do it. And
all right, that sounds
I think
good.
it'd be a fun stream. I think a lot of people would learn from it.
Yep.
All right, folks. Well, again, Ray's dropping that chat. Go check out Will's Treasures. See you on the Premier Train. I'm going to do a couple goodies that I got from the Gremlin, so you'll see those. Obviously, you've already seen me talk about the limited edition proof set and a couple other items. That's basically what I'm doing today. Now, I am dropping a video on Wednesday. There's going to be something really cool tied to this. It's about counterfeits and a site that I came across. Please go check that out. I'll be posting the live or the premiere later on today, but the video is already made. It's ready to go. I just need to publish it and put it up there. There's going to be something special that happens at the end of that, so you're going to want to be there. I'm not going to announce that other than here. I'll talk about it tomorrow a little bit more. All right. Y'all be well, be blessed. Take care. And as always, I will see you in the streams. You have a great day, and we will see you later on.